You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
The first fucking thing.
Good morning, Gavin.
Gavin.
Hi, this is Elon Musk, and you're watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Gavin.
Carson.
It is just another beautiful day in paradise over here in Missouri, folks, where abortion is illegal the way it should be.
The way God intended.
Probably not a way to start a podcast. Obviously, I'm just joking. The way God intended. Where it is what I would consider the 4th of July weekend. It's July 3rd when we're recording this, the day before America's goddamn independence.
Happy birthday, Jesus.
Happy birthday, Jesus. Happy birthday,
He wrote
God.
the Constitution.
He did, and he wrote the fucking whole Bible by himself.
Word for word, bar for bar.
Right. And last week, we would usually do a 4th of July episode before, or have it come out before
4th of July.
4th of July. But since we did last week's episode
Very
with,
special guest.
producer Matt
Well,
Carlin,
very high esteemed guest.
very steamed.
Yeah, steamed hams.
Right. Since we had him on last week, we were like, you know what? Let's just maybe stay away from the whole American thing this year.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine. And thank you all for watching that last week. And any new listeners, appreciate you coming over, checking us out. But yeah, so today is July 3rd. This is episode 70, and you will be hearing this on Friday, July 8th. Gavin McRaven, how are you doing today?
I feel pretty good. I'm a well-rested boy. A little tired. Got done. Like I think last week I didn't address this, but I finally got done with my rotation.
yeah.
The one that I paid for.
Your tourniquets.
My tourniquet training.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I got a good experience. Got a couple gripes about it, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
I mean, nobody said it was going to be a holistic experience, I guess.
You know what? My dad always said this. He always said, the road less traveled is never going to be easy.
Ross Frost.
He said, I never said the road travel is going to be easy, but
if you stop your gas.
I did say it was going to be fun.
Yeah, there we go.
And, rest in peace, Dad.
Big ups.
Big ups to Papa Rolf. Just kidding. He's not dead. It's not funny.
Carson, how are you?
I'm
actually asking you this week.
I know, right? It's almost like we planned that. I am doing very well. Sorry. Your face is really funny. Have you ever heard that one before? I'm doing very well, actually. I don't know. I've just been feeling like a weird stress about things. But this past week is actually really good. I felt like I'm starting to... I found out that my issue, and not that you're my therapist or anything, but I found out that the issue that I've been dealing with is like, with my job. which is
Carson,
kinda
I hate
weird.
to interrupt.
With my job, that's kind of weird. I found that like, I don't get that like sense of like accomplishment.
Yeah.
In a way, like, when you do like a normal job, it's like you finish something and you're like, oh, I feel good. Like, I felt like I did that. It was great. And not
You have
that
like a priority list of things to do. You get
Right.
it done, and then you're like, okay, I'm good.
Right. Like for some reason, I don't get that feeling. So I've started like trying to figure out how to like get that feeling. And for some reason, this week was really good. So maybe it's just like, it's all mental, baby. But
It's all mental.
it's all fucking mental.
It's mental, isn't it?
It's fucking mental. But I get,
Mental.
this weekend off. I was doing a wedding every weekend in June. This is my first weekend off in a while. So feeling really good.
Carson's
ready
sitting
to,
on a pile of cash over here.
sitting on a pile of shit.
Yeah.
So feeling really good about that, and we are actually surrounded by boxes right now, pretty much, because I am about to
Move
again. I'm actually helping out
Hey, big ups.
with a little show called On Cinema, another Tim Heidecker show.
Do you work for him? Don't tell me. Did you go to LA for him?
Just for him.
Nobody
Nobody
else.
else. No, they asked me if I could help fulfill some orders or fulfill all of the orders of these On Cinema trading cards. So if you are an On Cinema fan and want to get, actually don't show them that because I don't know if, actually, nah, just don't. Well, whatever, fuck it. Actually, there it is. You don't have to if you want to. Yeah, so if you bought any On Cinema cards from early on, the order will be coming from me. I don't even know if that'll be announced by this, but there's a little sneak peek for you.
You
That's all
guys are
need
selling
to listen
trading
to,
cards?
Our show. Yeah, we're selling baseball cards. But that is yeah, been doing really good. That's how I'm doing.
Well, Carson, I know you said you didn't want to. I know you said you didn't want to make this like a political or like a 4th of July episode, but since last week
Yeah.
we missed the cutoff. I think I don't know. I really feel like we should do something. Like we should do something for it. We should do something for the 4th of July.
I mean, we didn't really like.
Yeah, so I think we should
We didn't
go
really,
to the most American
plan
place on
anything.
earth right now. Walmart.
Well, we didn't really.
we need to go to Walmart.
We didn't
We need
really.
to go to Walmart right now.
But we didn't really plan anything.
That's okay. We're
Do
going.
you want to go to Walmart?
the most American place on earth, buddy? Big ups.
Okay, well, let's go. I guess.
Walmart.
Well, here we go.
Get up, cocksuckers. Salute the flag. Get up, everybody. Get up. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure you had a grandpa who killed a Japanese person. I'm sure you had an uncle who stabbed a Puerto Rican in the heart. Something. Get up. It's not about potato salads and cheeseburgers, you fucks.
Get up, cocksuckers.
Get up, cocksuckers. Salute the flag.
Salute the fucking flag and
It's
get
about
up.
being a fucking American, a state of mind.
Well, Gavin.
I feel much better now.
All right. If
These
you
colors
say so.
These colors don't run deep. Don't run.
Brandon. Brandon.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon.
Brandon. God, I just feel good. This just feels right.
It just feels right.
I feel like our brave POWs
Yeah, there you go.
with the way these stars are digging into my neck.
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing? I mean, what is this, dude?
Well, we're here to celebrate America.
Let's.
We're here to celebrate America and everything it stands for.
I've been waiting so long to just celebrate America with you. And it's been a stellar year for America.
We've made a lot of progress as America. A lot of
Certainly
forward thinking. A lot of really cool happenings.
We certainly did We didn't go
We
backwards.
went
We went
somewhere.
forward.
We went somewhere.
We went forwards.
Forwards
Sorry.
in time. So one of my favorite things that happened this year in American terms was that President Biden is posing to nominate an anti-abortion and Republican attorney for federal judgeship in Kentucky in an apparent deal with Mitch McConnell. And I thought that was really cool.
Didn't that just come out today?
Like a couple days ago, yeah.
Oh, I thought it just came out today.
No, that was pretty cool though.
So wait, what is he nominating him for again?
Like a federal judge position. Like,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do a deal with the devil.
Hey, you have to. Not every person's a winner, okay?
We can't all be bitch McDonald.
This was another great. I'm sure a lot of people learned about Emmett Till back in high school and stuff like that. Well, turns out a team searching the basement of a Mississippi courthouse for evidence about the lynching of black teenager Emmett Till has found the unserved warrant for, charging a white woman in his 1955 kidnapping. They said that they didn't want to bother him. They didn't want to bother her with it at the time because she had a kid. They didn't want to bother her with it.
Well, isn't that America?
Here's another really cool one. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of 2 doctors who were convicted of prescribing dangerous opioids without valid medical justification in violation of federal law. Yeah, I mean, they didn't know the patient was going to get addicted to opioids and die from overdose. They didn't know that.
So what's the deal with that one? I think I'm a bit lost on that.
Basically,
Explain that
the
to me.
doctors were like, yeah, we're going to prescribe you opioids because of this other thing. And then they ended up like, fine, I'll read the fucking article.
Yeah, because I saw that
Supreme
one, but
Court
I didn't-
on Monday, so last Monday,
Uh-huh.
ruled in favor of 2 doctors who were convicted of prescribing dangerous opioids without valid medical justification in violation of federal law. Lawyers for the doctors appealed their convictions, arguing that a jury should have been able to consider whether they reasonably believed that they were acting within professional boundaries. The government had argued such a standard was not necessary. The court ruling for the doctors was unanimous, but the justices differed 6-3 on the legal rationale. Said that the prosecution, Justice Stephen Breyer, writing for the majority, said that the prosecution of the doctors to be successful, the government must, quote, prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant knowingly or intentionally acted in an unauthorized manner. The so-called pill mill case, coming amid a nationwide opioid crisis, pits a doctor's ability to dispense controlled substances for pain management against the government's push to prosecute doctors who are prescribing dangerous drugs in the absence of medical justification. So it is and should be against the law that you're just prescribing medications for pain without any reason. They're just doing it. That's what these doctors
Right.
did. They were like, well, they did it.
But they ruled in their favor,
Yeah.
saying that.
Saying
Nah,
that
they're
it's
fine.
not a big deal.
Oh, good. That's a great American thing.
That was one of my favorite.
Great American foods.
One of my favorites. Another one that we wanted to just brush on was the.
Yeah, just run through all of them. Yeah.
Just run through all of them. We
And
have.
then we'll get into the bigger ones. Yeah. So this.
What was this? I don't know because I was at work and then all of a sudden these like grilling pictures.
Right. What does
came
it say
out.
on their thing? What does that say on their apron?
Polk County Democrats.
So I don't know exactly what it was, but it was some sort of. That one's my favorite with Kamamala.
Kamamama.
Kamamaha. Oh, those are pretty good too. It was some sort of Democratic barbecue type thing, and there was some just very good photos of all of our faithful Dems that we
Favorite
love.
Dems too.
Our faithful and favorite colors don't run
Oh,
Dems.
this was one of my favorite things. Another thing was that representatives of the House were singing "God Bless America" as people were protesting the Roe v.
Right.
Wade
Well, let's go
overturn.
back to that one. Let's go through all these ones that you're reading off, and then
Oh,
we'll
okay.
go into like
Yeah.
the ones that we can expand on, which is the Roe v. Wade stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So let's just fire through all these quick ones that we got.
And then this is another one. Soft Rock Station in Vancouver has been playing "Killing in the Name of" by Rage Against the Machine for almost the entire 2 days, I think, for hours on a loop. Whenever someone calls in for a request, they deny it and play the song play the Rage song again. So me and my dad were listening to it a couple days ago, and they were like, "Yeah, do you have that one song that goes like bum 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 bum?" And they're like, "Yeah, I think we do." And then you just immediately start playing it.
Nice.
So I mean, they
And what were they protesting exactly for that radio station?
It was something like the radio host, like 2 of the radio hosts or something like that, had gotten kicked off or like fired, or like their managers, and so.
That's not even American. That's
Uh,
Vancouver.
I know, but still.
On to the next. Come on, dude.
I mean,
you're
that's
on a
it.
roll.
I read through all of them.
Well, what about the ones I put some in there?
I read. Well, I didn't want to go over that one. That was yours.
Oh, I didn't care. Rudy W. Giuliani, the ex-mayor of New York.
Bush
right?
W.
He was a mayor of New York?
Yeah. Yep. During 9/11,
Um,
he let 9/11 happen.
I'm pregnant, and then I think one of
I love that just plays the whole thing now. There we go.
Didn't just get human.
Love it. Rudy Giuliani,
W.
W. Giuliani, Rudy H.W. Giuliani, tweeted
Bush.
out very recently, Rudy Bush Giuliani, W.H., tweeted out, great products at reasonable prices. Use code Rudy for additional savings. And it is I'll show the picture up here. It's it says new sandals. And then it has some very generic looking sandals. Regular price $79.98, which, in case you didn't know, too much for sandals. And now they're $49.98 if you use code Rudy at mypillow.com. Good old Mike Lindell, who makes the chocolate truffles
And My Pillows.
and the pillows and Jesus and God and Frank's speech, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It came out with some great sandals that are definitely perfectly priced. And good old Rudy H.W. Bush Giuliani, he's got a promo code. So if you guys want to go get some new sandals, I'd recommend going and getting those. I've already ordered my pair.
Waiting on 'em.
I've been waiting 6 months for them to actually
Yeah.
even ship.
Did you want to talk about Jordan Peterson, JP?
I was kind of hoping.
I mean, that's
we were
another
gonna
Canadian.
Watch that together. But you said you already watched it, but we can watch
The one
it
that
again.
the one that your boss edited.
Yeah, well, he's not my boss, dude. He works for my boss.
Right.
He works under my boss. No, let's go and watch it. I will not. We're gonna watch it, and you can hear the audio, but I will redirect you if you want to go watch it. I will not put it up on screen to drive traffic to.
Well, you know.
A much bigger show. So this was edited by Vic Berger, who is on Office Hours, in case you didn't know, the show that I work for. Last week we had Captain Carlin on, producer Matt Carlin. And recently edited literally yesterday on Saturday, when this
Would be
video
considered recently by Friday.
when this video of Dr. Jordan Peterson came out of him crying and complaining about getting kicked off Twitter, came out, and he re-edited with it a segment of the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. And it's very funny.
Sorry.
It is very funny. And
You need to be born in America.
let's just watch it. I forgot what I was going to say, so we're just going to watch it. But again, you can hear it, but go watch it on your own. Go to Office Hours social medias or go to Vic's YouTube channel to watch it. Here we go.
Well, you know, I've been observing you here now for the last 4 weeks. Do you like it here?
A few days ago, I penned an irritated tweet in response to one of the latest happenings on the increasingly heated culture war front.
What do you mean, sir?
First, it is clearly the case that I did not promote violence against or threaten anyone. Sons of bitches.
How do you mean that?
How can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman, and really still is, had her breasts cut off because she, he, they, their, them had fallen prey to a viciously harmful fad?
Does that mean something to you?
If they were male breasts, then why were they removed?
What is that? Can I just pause it real quick? What does that even mean?
That I think his argument is that if he was always a boy, why did they need to get removed in the first place?
Okay.
Fucks transgender people. If they were born a male, why did they have boobs in the first place?
It's just, I don't know. It's just so weird to bring on male breasts for some reason.
Well, that's Jordan Peterson's way.
That's Jordan B.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
If he or she was a he, then why was it necessary to have the mastectomy? So,
Mastectomy.
was it criminal or not?
Or not.
Were the Nazi medical experiments legal?
Which is just like such a fucking crazy thing to bring up. Like, but this is what they do. Is Steven Crowder on his show just recently did this, probably for like the 5th time, but brought up Nazis. And then like when it got to a point where somebody was like, you know, like kind of made a comment that made it sound like, yeah, the Nazis were right. They were like, no, that's not what we're saying. But it was like very obvious that that's what they were saying.
Right. Well, we
So
would
it's
never
just-
say that straight out. We
It's-
just
Right. It's so fucking mental that these freaks are bringing up Nazis. But anyways.
Yes. But were they criminal?
Perhaps.
I'll leave that question up to you to answer.
Bombshell.
Do you gentlemen have any more questions?
Hormonal treatment, sterilization, subjugation to a lifetime of expensive medical complication. How delightfully profitable is that? And misery.
Vic is just very good at what he does, and it's just so funny that the thing that he does that I love that I never think about doing, but obviously I don't want to copy his edits, but he does this thing in every single edit where he has somebody like interrupt somebody else like multiple times, and I love that. Like it's so funny how he can edit that together like that. But yeah, go check out that video. Rex Chapman and some other people tweeted about it, which is really cool. Always good to get some views and stuff like that on it. But yeah, just super funny and crazy. Obviously, again, not a true American, but it does have to do with some great American things going on.
young America, young America.
I love America. Let's get into
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. I had an abortion last week. Dude, this is so funny. There was a so on office. Sorry to keep bringing up office hours. This is just. It made
Are we
me
just
laugh
the
very
office
hard.
hours like spin-off show here?
Well, pretty much. On the last episode on Thursday, all of the super chats. You know what super chats are, right? We're gonna send them to abortionfunds.org, which, by the way, go support
abortion
them if
funds.
you can. Go abortions. And when Tim was making that announcement, he was like, he like made the joke that it was like abortion funds for him. 'Cause he's like, I'm going on tour soon, and he's like, accidents happen. It's just so funny. Not that abortions are funny.
Dude, Carson, why would you say that?
We could take the piss out of things, and I was just glad that he was able to. And if he told me to jump off a bridge, I would. That's kind of what I'm leading to. Roe v. Wade was overturned about 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And since we had Captain Carlin on, we did mention it with Matt on, but we didn't actually talk about it. You can stop jerking off.
Oh, okay.
We did mention it last week, but we haven't gotten into it yet. And let's
We got to
get
bring
down
back
and dirty.
states' rights.
We need to. I mean, I think let's just lead this into a full Supreme Court discussion.
So
pretty much.
So
you take it away.
I think the Supreme Court's argument here is that there was nothing in the Constitution that would protect the rights of someone getting an abortion. There's no, for some fucking reason, one, they just randomly decided to do it.
Right.
And two, they were like, well, we should probably, we need to read the Constitution word for word and figure out what's actually in the Constitution. And they were like, and you know what? Roe v. Wade has nothing to do with the Constitution.
Which, if you read the Constitution, lots of great things in there. Lots of things that
really cool,
we
equal,
still follow.
Yeah. There's not been any amendments made. There's not been any adjustments.
Nothing racist.
Nothing racist at all. No weird bans on alcohol. Nothing like that. Like that would be horrible. So
it's all good. If you guys read the Constitution, which I recommend everybody go do, just lots of great.
And I think,
stuff in it. And we should keep following.
Yeah, and we should. And also, I think George Washington, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, all of them, whenever they were writing the Constitution, whenever Abraham Lincoln was writing the Constitution, they were thinking about abortions in 2022.
Right.
They wanted to make sure that they would be laying the groundwork for people being able to get abortion.
I actually heard that George Washington used code Rudy at mypillow.com to get
exactly.
$50
So
slides.
And the thing is that this kind of there's recently, I think, literally like today, the Supreme Court Marshal was ordering Maryland local authorities to arrest people protesting outside the justice's house.
Oh, good.
Not using federal law, but using like local laws of like, hey, you can't protest outside justices' houses. That's illegal.
And by the way, guys, don't go do that.
Don't go do that. And one of the worst things I think that they could do is to find out where they live. Like, that would be really horrible and not public information for them to figure that out.
No, don't go do it.
Don't go do that. So they overturned it because they just felt that it wasn't. They felt that it wasn't in the Constitution, and nothing would have protected it. So they're leaving it to the states' rights. And I don't know if you remember this, but the Civil War was fought over states' rights as well. States' rights to do what? Well, that's up to the interpreter. You know, I'll leave that to you, as Jordan Peterson would say. I'll leave that to you.
Well, hell. Hell. You're all going to hell. Yeah, I mean that pretty much that it's been 2 weeks now. I think people know why
so
it
it's
happened
just
and stuff.
It's just a real pisser because like why they do it? One, they did it now, and two, it's just not a good decision to overturn it. They all testified whenever they were getting whenever they were being confirmed onto the court, to the highest seats in the land, basically. I mean, the president basically doesn't do anything. It's just the Supreme Court.
Well, obviously he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, besides rate gas prices. So,
amen to that.
Yeah,
brother.
Yeah. So, there was.
Sorry, these are really loud now.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Apologize.
That's okay. But yeah, so there's a school of thought that this is the end of
the world.
That type of politics, and so they're trying to get as much out of that type of those people on the right are trying to pass as many laws as possible that are oppressive and controlling as possible before they all get flipped out of get voted out of their seats and stuff like that and die.
Right.
They just don't kill politicians like they used to back in the day. Except for John Hinckley.
Wow, I had a good one.
John Hinckley?
No.
The United States.
Yeah.
No further comment, Your Honor.
I played fifth.
It's crazy that it's in Minecraft. It's crazy that and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I haven't heard anything about the Supreme Court doing anything big and important like this for as long as I can remember. You know what I
remember
mean?
whenever they ruled that gay marriage was legal.
Right.
And in the
which we strongly just kidding.
We hate that.
We absolutely hate that.
They should leave that up to the states' rights as well.
Right.
States' rights to do what? We don't know.
Not gun control.
Yeah, not gun control. And
but you know what I mean though? It's just
well, they're thinking about overturning that next.
Oh yeah,
because there's nothing in the Constitution that says gay marriage is legal.
But that's what I'm getting to. It's where did this crazy-minded justices all of a sudden come from? You know what I mean?
Catholicism.
But why is it
3 of the 9 justices are Catholics?
Oh yeah, of course. But why is it just now that?
Because they know they suck.
Things are going crazy all of a sudden. What happened?
So they held off. The reason why all this shit's going down all at the same time is because they held off. They held off on their rulings until basically the end of their of this court session. So this was the 115th session or something like that of the Supreme Court, and as you recall. One of the Supreme Court justices stepping down or retiring. Fucking finally, this man's old as dirt. I don't remember which one. Hold on.
Is it the leader guy?
No,
because he's actually Republican, but he at first voted against the overturn Roe v. Wade, which is kind of like a shock to a lot of people. But
Stephen Breyer, he's retiring.
Is he the leader guy? I can't remember.
I don't know if he's a leader or not.
Okay,
But he's
I don't-
stepping down.
Doesn't sound right, so I don't know.
But Ketanji Brown Jackson is being sworn in as his successor,
And is this somebody that Biden voted in?
Yeah,
Okay.
and was confirmed on to the court. But they held off. They could have been giving out these things months. They could have been they had like something like 108 or something like that to do this session, and they basically held off most of them until the end of their session because they knew that it was going to be fucking horrible. So they held off, and so now that's why all this like Supreme Court ruling and Supreme Court everything is coming out like back to back to back to back because they have like 3 per day to go through, and they had 3 per day to go through in the month of June.
Okay.
And now anywhere on Capitol Hill is on a 2-week recess for 4th of July.
Right.
They're off for 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good, like they should be.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it just seemed to come out of nowhere. And again, like I always say, and I've said before, like I wouldn't say I'm not into politics, but I'm for anything for human rights, obviously. So I don't always know
Human rights are killing babies.
Ain't a human yet. So so that's why maybe I don't know, but like it just seemed to me like the last thing I remember hearing about the Supreme Court was when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, which she would have saved us from this.
To be honest with you, if she wanted to save it from us, she should have retired in like 2010.
Right, exactly. And that's what she should have retired earlier to vote someone in who
Obama would have appointed.
Right, who wasn't dying and
and
was
not
a little
Merrick
bit
Garland.
Right, was a little bit more competent.
Right.
But she didn't.
Oh, this is the other funny thing about it. So, Merrick Garland was supposed to be Barack Obama's appointee in 2015. At the time, Mitch McConnell,
Heard of him?
maybe you've heard of him, Franklin the Turtle lookalike. Just a turtle, actually, just not even Franklin, but just a turtle. Filibustered it and told other like Republicans to not even show up to the hearings. I guess they can do that. I don't know, but basically filibustered it.
Okay.
So what he's done since is remove the filibuster. And appointing judges.
Of course.
So that's pretty cool.
That's
that
awesome
they did that.
Of him to do that.
Yeah.
Not backwards or
No,
roundabout at all.
Yeah, that's politics, baby. So, it's totally fucked. But I think one of the best people who handled the situation is Representative Andy Levin. He tweeted out, in a moment of wildly conflicting emotions of intense anger over horrifying Supreme Court decisions with more to come, mixed with gratitude that I was just able to help pass the first meaningful gun reform in 3 decades, I turned inward, at least for a moment. And he's doing some sort of yoga pose. Randomly tweeted out at like right after the hearing, right after the decision had been made.
And if you haven't seen the picture, maybe I'll put it up on screen, maybe I won't, but he's like in an A-frame, legs very spread apart, his head all the way down at the ground, like looking
backwards
from his ass view.
Yeah.
So just a very, politicians are just great. And I love every single one of them. And I've always talked about how much I love politicians and anybody in politics. Not crazy at all. Very smart.
The annoying thing to me is that they've had almost 50 years, I think it's like 49 years, to codify Roe v. Wade into law. With 2008, 2012, from 2008 to 2016, they could have, because I think they had like a super majority in 2010 or 11 or something like that. They could have just made it a law.
Well, yeah, of course.
But it was a leverage that it held over voters that, who's going to be trying to codify Roe v. Wade into law? It's going to be Democrats. So the Democrats were using it as like a platform to run on. It's like, hey, we'll do that, and then they never did. And they're like,
No,
well,
of course not.
you know, we got all the time in the world. What are they gonna do? Overturn it?
Right. Well, the Democrats don't do shit, obviously.
The do nothing Democrats.
Right.
Which, I mean,
Brandon.
as Brandon, as honestly as much as I fucking hated Trump, that was the one thing that he said that I was like, I mean, he's not wrong, but like, it's funny that he had to make a nickname for it.
I mean, these Republicans,
they're just really good at
they
nicknaming
just
schemes.
Well, no,
Oh.
they just know how to get things done. I mean, like
They're the ones they
And
know
I'm
that
with
they're gonna. They know that they're gonna get shit done. They're the ones that know,
and they can.
Yeah, because
It's
nobody's gonna
crazy.
stop them. Because like Democrats are so, especially in the House and the Senators. Well, I guess mainly the Senate. The House are House is where you have like AOC and Ilhan Omar and stuff like that. You have like actually progressive people, whereas the
Yeah.
Senate's just full of old fucks like Dianne Feinstein and Pelosi and shit
Well,
like
what do
that.
we have? Like 3 progressives,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
Paul Gosar.
yeah. Glenn Greenwald.
Glenn Gutfeld.
Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried.
Right.
Rest in peace. And everybody in the Senate is just so like, well, we have to make sure we go through the due process of it. We have to make sure that we aren't gonna strong arm our way into getting our way.
Why not?
And it's like, well, that's what they're doing. That's what the fucking Republicans have been doing for
Right.
decades.
and it works.
And it works because they're getting shit done.
Take a note out of their book.
Yeah.
Honestly, just I mean that's like
The-
that's what we need.
It's just that the Democrats are so apologetic at anything they might do wrong. They're so, well, I didn't mean it.
Right.
I'm sorry. We're working really hard. And then the Republicans are like, yeah, we removed abortion rights, we removed gun rights, we removed we made it so you can open carry across the United States.
across the world.
Across the world. We also made sure that states you can't travel between state lines. You can sue people. Like you can sue people who get an abortion. You
Yeah.
can sue people who know somebody got an abortion. You can sue a Uber driver, Lyft driver for taking someone to an abortion clinic. You can like all this shit like that. It's like,
right.
what are the Democrats
just-
doing? We passed a very, 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 very moderate gun reform,
Right.
and we got 3 Republicans to buy onto the idea. of
Andy
it.
Levin helped them out. It's crazy because it's like
Do something.
90% of the people are old fucks on both sides, right?
Yeah.
But how and why? No, it's all right. How and why are the Republican old fucks getting so much shit done still? Like, it blows my mind. And again, I mean, I think it's obvious where I side on things, obviously, but I never like to be like, I am this, and I don't like to label myself. But what I will say and what I've been what I've been thinking for the last couple of years is that the only way to combat these crazy right-wing, I won't even call them Republicans really,
Yeah. Just gun.
these
Just
crazy
nuts.
right-wing freaks that are somehow taking
They
over.
are the people who always will. They're projecting hard.
Right,
They keep talking about groomers, and while yes, there
yeah,
are
yeah.
groomers on most sides,
of course.
it's the Republicans are like, oh, you farted. You're the one who farted.
Right.
You're the one who did it. It
Right.
wasn't me. It couldn't have been me.
Right.
Whereas the Democrats are like, oh, we didn't want to talk about the grooming thing.
Right.
We like paid money under the table to not talk about it.
Right.
Republicans are like, well, you're the one grooming, and it turns out that they're the ones doing it like tenfold of what someone.
Right.
Grooming's bad, but like it's funny because that's such a hot word now is grooming.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime somebody is like gay,
Right.
it's considered grooming.
Right.
Someone who shows a little bit of pride. I think that was a funny thing Jordan Peterson said in his video where he's like, pride was once considered a sin, a cardinal sin,
Right.
back in like 10, 15 years ago. Like I was like,
And then people are like, "What about your fans of the Proud Boys?"
yeah. But this is the
Well, can I was gonna get
Yeah,
to
sorry.
something. No, you're fine. I just wanted to before we went on from that, I had
Yeah.
something I wanted to say.
I wanted to say something too.
No, I know, but I was just like, I didn't
Oh, yeah,
finish
go ahead,
my
sorry.
point up. No, you're fine. We'll talk. No, what I was leading to with what I was gonna say real quick is that I think the only way to combat these crazy right wing people is to get crazy progressive people on the other side to finally like get some sort of semblance of like, you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just to like
just
finally just yeah.
Because the people who we even think are slightly progressive aren't even like that progressive compared to the rest of the world.
Right. Right.
Like universal basic income is not even in the scope of some people on the left.
Right.
Like it's just like that's mind-boggling. Why the fuck would we ever do that?
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, it's like Netherlands, Finland, Switzerland, all on top of it.
Right.
In terms of that type of like human rights type of stuff, where it's like,
Yeah.
nobody should be homeless. We have free homes for any person that needs a home.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they have the land to do it, and so does America. But America is like, well, we got to get the farmers. Think about the
Right.
farmers. That would be the rights thing. That would be the rights argument. Is that we're gonna give people homes, but where are we gonna put them? We're gonna put them on the farmlands. They're coming for you, farmers.
Right. But it's so funny because both sides both want it. They just want to admit that they both want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even right and left both say like these
I
progressive
mean,
things they
listen,
want, but
Missouri
won't.
did a good thing the other day where they made it illegal to be
Right,
homeless,
right,
which I think is
exactly.
really cool.
Which we can talk about in a second. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I just I wanted to just wrap
Yeah.
that up because it
But
wouldn't
this
make any
is-
sense anymore.
This is a segment from CNN. I know CNN, and I was reading an article
Big
from
news.
CNN earlier. But this is pretty funny. This Kamala Harris clip. I'm gonna play it real quick.
Oh yeah, I haven't.
What do
I
you
think
say
I know
to
what you're talking about.
Democratic voters who argue, wait a minute, we worked really hard to elect a Democratic president
Yeah.
and vice president,
Yeah.
Democratic-led House,
Yeah.
a Democratic-led Senate. Do it now.
But do what now? What now? I mean, listen, what we did, we extended the child tax credit for the
Well,
first
I'm
year.
sorry, when I say do
right?
what,
Yeah.
do it now.
Yeah.
Act legislatively to make abortion rights legal.
We feel the same way. Do it now. Congress needs to do it now in terms of permanently putting in place a clear indication that it is the law of the land that women have the ability and the right to make decisions about their reproductive care, and the government does not have the right to make those decisions for a woman.
What do you say to
Do what now?
And then she says what they should do.
Yeah,
What? What? That's so.
she's so charismatic.
I'm
She's so
just
cool.
Back confused about. 'cause
She
it-
knows what they need to do, but they don't want to do it. They don't
Right.
want to fucking do it.
But she also says, "Do what now?" And then somebody, I don't know if it was her.
Yeah,
that
no, it's the
whoever-
interviewer.
Oh, the interviewer said
Yeah.
what to do now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we should do that. Yeah, uh-huh.
good idea.
Good idea."
But that's what I mean. It's just like what. I don't. It's just crazy. It's just these money-hungry politicians who don't really care. They just don't give a shit. But the right, they care. They care about
enough-
doing something.
They get that. The one thing is that they don't give a fuck.
No, they do not. Read that article about. Well, let's just get right into Clarence Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Let's just talk about the patron saint of the right now, who the right probably never thought would be a black guy. Isn't that crazy for them, right?
Yeah.
How do they feel about that, I
yeah.
wonder?
Well, I thought that was funny. There was a whole bunch of tweets, or just a couple of tweets I had seen where like,
Who was that? Oh, Jesus, there goes America.
"This is America."
Hello there.
Some people were tweeting out like, "We should call Justice Thomas the N-word."
Which is just so fucking, just a more mental shit to
It's like-
say. It's just,
That's fucking crazy.
yeah.
So this article says from NBC, fake news.
Fake news.
Justice Thomas cites claim that COVID vaccines are made with cells from aborted children. Thomas cited the claim in a dissent to the Supreme Court's refusal to take up a challenge by healthcare workers who oppose New York's vaccine mandate on religious grounds.
And
So
it's just again, I just like, why am I just now hearing about how bonkers this guy is? And like, I should have known
his wife,
was a January 6th
yeah.
erectionist.
yeah, erection, yeah, resurrectionist.
Which again, I didn't know. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
And people were calling him, saying like, "Hey, you should resign."
I didn't even know that.
I'm pretty sure there was like an interracial, because she's white.
Right.
So people were also saying that they should reverse the interracial marriage law.
Right.
Because oh, weird that you didn't bring that up, but you brought up
Yeah.
gay rights and all this other stuff, like gay marriage laws.
So
That's kind of weird.
He brought, in case you didn't know, which obviously you probably do, he brought up the gay marriage law and the contraceptives. Is that the word I'm looking for? Law.
Yeah.
In his closing statement, when overturning Roe v. Wade, and he was like, he's just mental, and his wife obviously is mental, and probably should have resigned after that happened, which I didn't even know until all the Roe v. Wade stuff is going on. But just a fucking lunatic, and everybody's a lunatic, and just day by day I'm learning that more and more.
He's just a Facebook uncle at this
Right.
point. He just goes on Facebook and probably just reads literally fake news articles.
Right. Well, his wife
fake
does, or
claims.
somebody does.
Yeah. Well, Q posted for the first time in 2 years.
Yeah,
So.
we can talk about that. But I always will plead my ignorance to all of these things. So please feel free to call me a dumbass for not knowing any of these things. Because I'll admit it. If I don't know something, I will openly tell you that. I'm not going to try and be like, well, I think this happened. And I don't know most of these things. And that's okay. I'm learning. You know what I mean? I'm learning.
Right. I'm learning. I hear you. I sat my white ass down and listened.
That's what you got to do.
There was also this funny tweet that I also meant to put in the doc, but Twitter developed code that auto-banned Nazis, but didn't employ it because the code, for some reason, also caught nearly every Republican.
Huh. That's weird.
And there's a whole article about it, too.
I didn't know that. I didn't hear about that.
Twitter won't treat white supremacy like ISIS because it'd have to ban some GOP politicians, too. But what's funny is that people on the right have always, especially since 9/11, hated Muslims. It has been the Muslim hate religion over on the right side. But what's ironic is that Muslims, even in their, even in the Quran, have abortion basically clauses.
Muslims are...
The right is more right than people on the right think they are.
Yeah, Muslim people, Islamic people, a lot of the time, especially the older generation specifically, very, very hardcore right.
Right.
In their beliefs.
Correct, yeah.
Very, very hardcore.
Right.
And
women don't deserve rights kind of stuff.
Or, exactly. Can't show their
But
faces,
they at least have stuff about taking care of, women who are having ectopic pregnancies or,
of course.
Failed pregnancies, miscarriages. Right. They know to take care of women because women are, as you know, the carriers of life.
Right. Right. Well,
the harbingers of life.
They have enough fucked up beliefs, but
so
at least they
have that
something
one thing
correct.
right. And same thing with Jewish people too.
Right. So it's So what Gavin is trying to say is the left needs to be against Muslims.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but we can get into this later. But this is a Vice article from 2019. So it's been 3 years about the Twitter. Twitter banning.
So that was a while ago. I didn't even know that.
So that's not a new concept, but interesting. It's interesting to see how some technologies can be developed, but they won't use it because they know it's going to make people mad.
Right.
Well, that's why Truth Social exists. But Truth Social also did not allow people to say anything about abortion access, which is funny because
and you know who else did?
Facebook
and Instagram. They removed
an AP reporter's post.
I'll read
about
this how
the
to
AP.
get. You read it. But it was about.
So last Monday, an AP reporter tested how Meta, the Facebook and Instagram's parent company, would respond to a similar post on Facebook, writing, quote, "If you send me your address, I will mail you abortion pills," end quote. The post was removed within 1 minute. Wow. The Facebook account was immediately put on a warning status for the post, which Facebook said violated standards on, quote, guns, animals, and other regulated goods, end quote. Yet, when the AP reporter made the same exact post but swapped out the words abortion pills for a gun, the post remained untouched.
Weird.
A post with the same exact offer to mail weed was also left up and not considered a violation.
But the abortion pills
gone.
Like that.
Yeah.
Took it out like that. Got a good person running that.
Yeah.
Place
They it's censorship is a real issue, but the thing is that
First Amendment,
yeah,
Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Sorry. First. Which one's free speech?
First Amendment.
First. See,
Second
I
Amendment's
don't
the
fucking know
guns.
anything. And I love Second Amendment.
So it's interesting that they'll do that.
Right. It's bonkers. It's
like
it's
This is it's not even
mental.
like it's mental.
It's mental.
It's very frustrating because it's so contradictory to everything that they also say, and they like basically that's what that's saying is that they're literally contradicting what they say about how it violates their standards,
Right.
but then they've changed it to guns and it's not a violation of
fine.
its standards on guns.
Well, they
Can
know
you
what
even mail a
works.
gun? Is that a thing? I think you can.
Probably.
Yeah, like
Maybe
delivery.
just not
Yeah.
ammunition.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously they have to.
Well,
you
you
know,
have 70,000 bullets in
They
your
don't-
basement, so
they don't make guns in house at Walmart.
they don't make guns
But
like
they
how
should.
They don't make guns how they used to.
Last night I was shooting off my AR-15 for Freedom Fire, Celebrated Fire, and it just didn't work like they used to. Before we move on into talking about Q or whatever, we also have to cover Trump getting ketchup on the wall, and then I have a special little segment to do as well. Last week, after recording with Matt Carlin, Gavin and I did a little taste test on a brand new product that I was really excited to try. So excited that I was like, I want to try it today.
Record ahead of time.
Record ahead of time. We'll fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it in post and we'll add it in.
Yeah.
So right now, let's go ahead and cut to that segment with Gavin and I trying something pretty fun.
Hold on.
Gavin,
A few moments later.
we are doing something a little different that we've never done, but that's just because I cannot contain my excitement. Okay? I am so excited! I am so fucking excited for today's special pre-recorded taste test. We are recording this a week early because I've been waiting for this thing to be available in the state of Missouri. God bless this state and God bless everybody who's here. And it's
Are you
finally
serious?
available, and Gavin doesn't know. He has absolutely no idea what it is. Let's get these These aren't a part of the continuity. We got something crazy. Are you ready to see what the F and fuck I got?
Yeah, let's
for
see
us
it.
to try.
Let's see it. I'm excited. Let's go. Hurry up.
I literally just found out. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. I literally just found out yesterday that these were now available, but they've been available since June 16th, and I didn't know that.
Since Juneteenth?
Wasn't that Juneteenth? Wasn't Juneteenth on June 16th?
I think it's June 19th.
That's right. You're correct.
That's correct.
Yeah, no, this place posted that they were available in Missouri, and I was like, what the fuck? Why am I just now finding out? So
Why are they not
literally,
sold out?
The first thing I did when I woke up this morning is I walked over to the liquor store that is right next to my apartment complex, not to geolocate myself.
Also, right next to the.
Also, right by the. And I told Gavin, I'm like, I'm not waiting until next week. I'm trying these this week because I need to drink these on Independence Day because I think it's only appropriate. That's what I got out here. And it is something we've talked about many times. The Mountain Dew Hard. The Hard Mountain Dew, which are spiked Mountain Dews with 5% alcohol. 4 different flavors in this pack. You can also get them as tall boys with these. I think maybe every flavor. Maybe there's a few flavors that they don't have in tall boys, but you know I had to try them all.
Well, Carson, this is all I got to say.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go into it. I think we need a little bit of music. So, there is 4 flavors total. Excuse me.
Come on down to Old Navy.
We don't need to do that again. There's the original Mountain Dew flavor.
That's a good callback.
It is a great callback. I'm glad you did it. I'm really proud of you. The original Mountain Dew. And then there's a watermelon flavor, which makes sense because...
That's the original Mountain Dew flavor.
Right, watermelon. Which makes sense because there is a watermelon Mountain Dew. And then there's a Baja Blast, which...
Oh, my God.
Is...
Oh, my God.
Which is really cool because... Regular Baja Blast isn't available year-round unless you go to Taco Bell. In a can, it's not available all year-round. It is right now during the summer. And then things get a little weird. There's a black cherry flavor, which doesn't make any sense because there's not a black cherry Mountain Dew flavor. So I don't know who the fuck had that dumb idea. But we're going to try them all and get really drunk before we go out. No, we're going to just take some sippers. But we're going to try every flavor. And I have been so excited to try these. We've brought it up on the show before. And finally, we get some good alcohol in this state, right? Am I right? And Gavin's
It's about damn
excited.
time. In a minute, I'm going to need a sentimental man or woman to pump me
Second
up.
week in a row you made that reference that I don't understand.
Feeling fussy, sitting in my Balenciaga is trying to bring out the fabulous.
I got to get them all out. It's really hard to get them all out here. Excuse me. Got all 4 flavors. Here we go.
Oh, my God. 21 plus, contains alcohol. Yeah, shotgun them.
Shotgun them.
With the thumb.
Well, we got to... Okay, so here's the order we're going to try them
Did I
in.
actually do? I get it with
I would be very upset because I only have 4 cans. Let's start with regular... Let's start with the regular Mountain Dew. Set it down. And then we'll do black cherry, which is the flavor that doesn't make any sense. And then we'll do watermelon. And then, please stop. Please, for the love of Christ. Then we'll try the
For
watermelon.
all things holy.
And then we'll try what I think will be the best.
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast. Let's get it going.
It's a BJ Blast.
I have not tried any of these. I know people who have tried them and said they're very good. But I have just been so goddamn
I gotta clean my
horny.
palate with Dr. Pepper first.
And it's not a seltzer. They aren't a seltzer. They're a hard soda. Just trying to
Mike's
see if there's
hard
anything
cock.
about 'em.
Mike's hard cock.
No, there's not really anything interesting about them. But I mean, what else? What do you need to say about them? They're spicy they're spiked Mountain Dews. 5% alcohol, by the way. We're both 22, actually.
Kind of old.
Kind of getting old. Let's give me a smell. Oh, Jesus on the cross. How do you like that violent yellow color? What do you think about that, baby girl? So, like I said, trying the original Mountain Dew flavor first. Gavin, smeller. It smells like Mountain Dew.
It smells like Mountain Dew, but it smells like somebody spiked
Don't tell
it.
your mom drank this. It's got.
Tell
we
your
got-
mother.
We got Pine Sol in here.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
Yes, but
Give me a Long Island iced tea, and I think that I would taste more alcohol. Not even kidding.
it's good.
Yeah, it tastes like regular. That's why I mean it's. I don't taste basically any alcohol.
I taste it slightly. I just taste that like it's not like an alcohol-y flavor, but it's like this weird flavoring you get with like Smirnoff ices and stuff like that.
Yep.
That I'm getting. It's very good though.
Like if
And it
somebody had
does-
put alcohol in it.
Right, it does taste and smell like regular Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
So now the weird one, black cherry.
Where's my black cherry?
What does that mean? What are you saying, dude?
Well, I mean, I don't have a black cherry.
It's pink, like a pussy.
Okay.
Or,
That's what I
or
thought of.
something else. Or other pink things. Breast
Why
cancer.
is this one pink?
I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Black cherry. Here we
Black
go.
cherry down a hatch.
Ooh.
Oh, you know, I don't really. To be honest with you, I don't like black cherry things already because it tastes like shitty Dr. Pepper, like bad, like somebody trying to make like black cherry is the closest you can get to Dr. Pepper without it being like Dr. Pepper. But I don't like that.
Now I love black cherry flavored things, but
It makes it feel like there's like actually like a little ball in the back of my mouth. That's the only expression I can make. I'm not kidding. It feels like there's a little like bouncy ball in the back of my throat whenever I drink whenever I drink black cherries.
And Gavin, I think I'd like to refer you to a doctor after this, but I love black cherry flavored things, but this smell
Not so much.
is very because it just smells like I had too many. I had during my
That's okay.
during my seltzer days, I got really into
White Claw?
White Claws, and it smells like a black cherry White Claw.
Yep, that's exactly what it tastes like, to be honest with you.
It tastes better than a black cherry. Black cherry White Claw.
So,
I don't know. It's really confusing the fuck out of me because I don't know what the calorie count is. Oh, 100 calories. There's no sugar added, by the way. But obviously there's sugar comes from the process that is done when making alcohol. I do like it, though. So far, which one do you prefer, the original or black cherry?
Original so far.
I think I agree with you. Now for the watermelon, which is one of the most recent additions to the Mountain Dew lineup. And actually, some little Mountain Dew facts for you, Gavin. Watermelon is, as far as I know, the newest Mountain Dew flavor to be available all the time. It's not a limited edition thing.
Watermelon.
It's
the
always
exact same
available.
color.
Pretty much a little bit darker pink, which kind of makes less sense, but all right, buddy. You're driving home. Give her a smell. Ooh, I like that smell.
Smells like a
Jolly
watermelon
Rancher.
Jolly Rancher.
Yep. Can I bring up something real quick?
A happy farmer.
Can I bring up something real quick?
Yeah.
That was a good one. I got this weird thing going on. I got this weird thing with watermelon Jolly Ranchers. Actually, watermelon flavored candy in general. There's a certain point when sucking on watermelon.
Sucking on a chili dog.
When sucking on watermelon candy, that it starts to taste kind of like mashed potatoes to me.
Okay. Yeah, you're telling me I should check out the doctor because of a ball in my throat, but you talking about tasting mashed potatoes when you're tasting watermelon.
It's something that I've always dealt with as a child, and it's something I've always thought, and I can never figure out what it is, but it really is something that I have experienced. I'll be curious to see if this tastes like mashed potatoes. Really like that smell, though. Really strong watermelon
Really mashed
smell.
potatoes.
Really.
That's pretty good.
I like it.
I actually really do just like the original flavor, though.
I think that's what I'm thinking right now, too. This would probably be my second favorite. So if we're putting them in order, this being first, watermelon second, black cherry third. Now the one I am most excited for, because I am you're a Baja Blast fan too, right? You like Baja Blast?
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan of that. Always have been, always will be. Definitely the most exciting flavor that they announce whenever releasing these. And I'm very curious to see what it tastes like. Great color so far. So far, it has a great color to it. You know, they didn't have these on tap.
They do.
At Taco Bell.
They do.
Give her a smell them. I don't know
Smells
if
like
the other
regular.
Right. I don't know if the other flavors are mixing, but I'm getting like that faint Baja Blast smell.
I can taste the alcohol in this one.
I need a palate cleanser, to be completely honest with you. Let me try again.
Yeah, I could just really taste the alcohol in that one. I would say it's better than black cherry, though. Not as good as watermelon.
Oh, really? I think... Man, I don't know. Maybe I agree with you. I'm slightly disappointed because I expected more Baja Blast flavor.
Yeah, me too.
But I also don't know if maybe that's just because we've drank so much of these that it's kind of diluting it a bit.
Right.
But I'm really not getting much Baja Blast. I'm getting more of like a regular Mountain Dew that like is a little bit faint.
Yeah. very faint.
So I think, are we in agreement that this is the order?
That's the order right there.
Yeah,
We got
first to
original,
last.
original watermelon Baja, black cherry.
They're all very good.
They're all good.
I will drink all of them. That's for sure.
My liver will be black by the end of tonight if I keep drinking those Mountain Dew.
And we
regular.
will. I'm going to put them into a feeding tube for you. Well, folks, that does it for this taste test.
This
I
week's
say
taste test.
This week's
Like,
exciting taste test. But without saying much else, let's get back to future Carson and Gavin with the rest of the show. And we're back now. Wow, wasn't that great? Good old. I'm excited to slam some of those hard Mountain Dews down this weekend.
Oh yeah,
out at the lake. Actually, if we could we talk about 4th of July for just a few before we move on to some more? I mean, it's American.
I don't care, dude.
It's American, so we can talk about it. We do have so much that we can still talk about, and then we'll do our in conclusion. But so many weird sounds. That sounded like the camera. That was weird.
Yeah. Camera just falls apart, turns into dust.
It's happened before. I've seen it. So 4th of July is tomorrow in our time, and
let's go, Brandon.
And it's a weird one because I have always
OGB
celebrated celebrated the 4th of July, and this is a year where I'm kind of like, not finally, but the past couple of years I've been like, man, like, I love it. In case you don't know, a little hidden secret about me is that
he's a pyromaniac.
I have my, what's the word I'm looking for? My
guilty pleasure?
Yeah, my guilty pleasure happens to be fireworks. I love fireworks for
blowing
whatever
shit
reason.
up. He's like Sid.
Not
he's like Sid from Toy
sh-
Story.
I don't like blowing shit up. I like blowing piss up.
Okay.
No, I just like fireworks a lot. It's not even like a weird, like, I don't like shooting guns really. I just like fireworks. I don't know what it is. It's just fun, and I don't know. It just has to do with like not even just like the explosion factor of it, but also like just something about the wrapping and stuff. I don't know. It's just like a weird like childhood sense of wonder that I still have for it, and I spend too much money on it every year.
Every time I think of fireworks, I think of the NFL player JPP Pierre-Paul.
Who blew his hand off.
Who blew his hand off
with a mortar.
Yeah.
With a artillery
I
shot.
always think about that.
Which, if you know anything,
he was out for like a year and a half. Like
I thought he was done playing.
No, he ended up, I think, winning a championship with the Bucks.
Oh, I didn't even know
Bucks,
that.
Yeah.
But if you know anything about fireworks, to blow something up like that in your hand is so hard to do. Like, I don't even know how you get in a situation where that happens. But besides the point, I've been seeing a lot of posts recently about people being like, don't celebrate the 4th of July this year. Don't shoot off fireworks. Don't do anything. And I was like, I saw those and I was like, I don't know how I should feel about that. Because though I do agree that this is a year that we should not be celebrating in America, I would still like to shoot off fireworks and have fun. And the only reason I'm doing it is because this is the only days in the year that it's legal to do. So I just wanted to bring that up. And
no, he wasn't even out a year, by the way.
What's that?
Jason Pierre-Paul was not out for a whole year. He was only gone for like a couple of games.
I didn't even know that. I would like to say that I'm not celebrating the 4th. I'm observing it.
I'm just a watcher.
I'm just observing.
You're a watcher of the 4th.
I like to watch things happen.
Some people just like to watch the world burn.
Some people just like to watch the bell burn.
Yeah.
Gavin.
Yeah.
You know what is something real American?
Young America. What's up?
Is bar fights. And we experienced a bar fight recently. And that's pretty damn American.
Did you want to say that for the episode?
Oh, yeah, we could.
Yeah.
We witnessed a bar fight, and
We
you
witnessed
guys
a
will
bar
have to
fight.
wait till
Well,
maybe
next
next week to hear about that. No, that's a good idea. We should wait until we have maybe a special guest on, or maybe not. Gavin, ketchup on the wall. What does that make you? What do you?
So
What do
I've
you-
been kind of out of the loop of that whole thing.
Oh,
So I saw the stuff about how old Donald Trump, he tried taking the wheel from a driver on January 6th and choked him
right.
from behind,
Like one does.
like a good old president does. And basically, I heard about that, and I heard. I that's actually like the only thing I heard. I over time I saw more stuff about ketchup on the wall, and I'm like, didn't hear it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I never heard it. So
Of course, so as far as I know, the story goes that, something happened where like I guess it had to have been during January 6th, but during the, trying to take a car to drive somewhere, a thing happened. He got mad and like threw his lunch across the room.
well, I
and
think it was
then-
steak and ketchup.
That sounds right. I didn't know
think it
what
was steak and-
exactly
I think
what
that's what it was. It was steak and ketchup.
And the ketchup got all over the wall, and he yelled at somebody or didn't yell at somebody, but told somebody to clean it up.
Yeah.
And somebody came in and saw someone scrubbing ketchup off the wall.
And the person who was testifying was an aide.
Right.
And it's funny because she testified under oath in court, in
Right.
law.
In law.
In court. And almost immediately following that hearing, a couple people from Fox News were saying that, there's a couple people that would testify otherwise.
Right.
It's like, okay, get them then.
Yeah.
Like,
Find
they
'em.
can testify? Okay, cool. Go ahead and bring them in.
Right. As if they weren't already going to do that.
Right.
You know
And
what
it's
I
like,
mean?
so if they don't do that, and it's like, so they're just trying to discredit the basically the temp,
Right.
the intern,
Right.
at the White House. They're like, oh yeah, no, that didn't happen.
They tried to do that to Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
too.
And it was like, yeah, exactly. Give him a little something.
Getting his sock cucked.
Yep.
So that was great to see that pop up. That was very funny. Just to see people just tweeting ketchup on the wall and no other context. Because I was so confused whenever I just started seeing tweets come in about like there's ketchup on the wall and stuff like that, and I was like, what is going on? So just another great American thing
Young America.
is that. And guess what, Gavin? The American festivities don't stop there. I have something very special planned, and here we go.
Look what I found. 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 Look what I found.
That's right, everybody. It is everybody's favorite segment, my segment called Look What I Found, where I find something
I'm
interesting.
about to sit my white ass down and listen.
And I show it to my good pal Gavin. I show it to you, the audience. Now, this one I will most likely put on screen to play for everybody, but there's a possibility I might not. I have not seen this full thing yet. I've only heard the audio of it. But
whole
this
4
is
hours.
the whole 4 hours. It's a movie called Birth of a Nation. This is a political ad by our ex-governor,
Former disgraced.
BDSM governor,
Yeah.
Eric Greitens,
Who
Eric
I
Greitens.
almost met.
Do tell.
So he ended up getting charged with this, by the way. There's a thing where you get recruited in high school, your junior year, between summer of junior and senior year, you go to this thing called Boys State.
Right.
Most states have it.
I was invited.
And then
to
there's
that.
also like basically America Boys State, or
Yeah.
Boys Nation. I think that's what it's called.
Birth of a
Yeah,
Boys Nation.
Boys Nation. And so Greitens came, I think, on the second to last day because it's a week-long camp on UCM's campus, and I think they're moving it to Lindenwood now.
Yeah, they are.
Fucking finally, because UCM fucking sucks. After being there for sorry, people who went to UCM, but like I was there for
fire.
a week, and I knew that I don't want to go there. Like I think it's supposed to be a selling point for most people, but that drive ass. Holy shit! If you want to get that feels like some place that you would get beat up and then thrown in a ditch someplace. Anyway, so Greitens is there talking about his experience being in the Navy SEALs and all that shit like that. But I think he had done that a couple years prior to his election or before being elected. He had sent out emails to what he had done, and I think he even did this to me. He got the emails from all the participants from the last like 5 years of Boise State. And once they reached the age of 18, he would email them and say, "Hey, vote for me."
Oh.
Which is illegal because you're not supposed to just like get emails from people who didn't sign up for it.
I did not know that. And he got charged for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, or they heard him and they tried to hear him out in court about it. But that was one thing that he was that had also gotten brought up in his court hearing.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So if
I don't know what the actual official charge was, but it was like you're not supposed to do that.
Huh. Right. Well, right. I just didn't know that.
Yeah, he like gave a whole
That's what the Army tries to do.
I don't think most people were 18 yet. There was some 18-year-olds, but most of them were 17.
Right. Well,
so
the Army
I
does
really
that
enjoyed
too,
my time at Boise State. I met some really cool people who are actually really successful already.
Well, that explains why I didn't go.
Yeah.
I'm not successful. I was invited.
Yeah. I was the only person from our high school to go.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
I had no interest in going.
I'm just a history buff.
Well, who doesn't love history?
Yeah.
Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
So, in case you guys don't know, Eric Greitens was our governor. And while we were in high school, I think it was junior year, like you said.
Yeah.
Some things came out.
Senior year, I think.
Senior year?
Yeah,
Okay.
2018.
Some things came out. Whistleblower came out and said that he, while married, like pressured someone into doing sexual acts, or they did it, and he like...
It was like an affair. He was having an affair with someone.
But
right?
like tied them up and then...
No, I thought he had tied up his wife.
No, well, probably. I mean, if he's into that. But he had an affair with someone, tied them up, and...
Hung them by their toes.
Took pictures of them and blackmailed them with the pictures and said, if you...
Say anything about this, I'll send these to... I'll send them to anybody who says, who you told.
And then he, after doing that, like... changed some law or like put a law into effect that like made it so blackmailing someone is illegal, I think, which is funny that he did that after also telling this person that. And was right before he, I don't know if he was charged with anything or not. I don't fully know, but they were going to take him out of his seat, and like the day before they were going to, or the day of, he resigned. And then that's when our fateful new governor, Mike Parsons, took over, who's just as much of a shitbag as the other one, but maybe isn't into BDSM blackmail. There's nothing wrong with BDSM, by the way. But it's just it's just the blackmailing aspect of it. And also, just like, being like, I'm for all of these things, but like, it's all right if I do it, which is, just every politician, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But he came out, he's now running for U.S. Senate for the state of Missouri.
Yeah. He would have to. One of the two.
And
is he taking Roy Blunt's seat? Because that would just be tit for tat. Like, it'd just be.
Well, and like, he's probably going to get it. Like, he's going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably going to get elected.
But the thing is that if somebody on the left were to do something like this, they would not get elected.
No, they wouldn't even run. It'd be game over.
Right. But they're like, I'm going to use this as fuel for my next campaign.
Right. And so he came out with this political ad. Have you seen this yet?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I was trying to look up the full story on his on like his affair.
Oh, okay.
But I ended up finding videos of this, so I didn't click on it.
So like I said, I've only heard this. I haven't watched it yet, but I know what it is. So this will be very interesting for us both to watch. So here we go. Here's Eric Greitens' new political ad.
I'm Eric Greitens, Navy SEAL, and today we're going rhino hunting. The rhino feeds on corruption and is marked by the stripes of cowardice.
Yeah, it was 2018.
Join the MAGA crew. Get a rhino hunting permit. There's no bagging limit, no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire until we save our country.
So a rhino is fuck, I gotta remember what it is. It's a Republican who, like, fuck, let me look up the definition, of course, because I didn't prepare for this. What is a rhino Republican? So
yeah, it
a
says
rhino
former hairdresser.
Oh, a Republican in name only, which is saying that the only way you're a Republican is if you vote for Trump, and there's these never Trump Republicans, which are just as bad as MAGA Republicans are.
It's the traditional like 1980s Reagan Republican
Right.
who would say never Trump.
Right. So he is being like, but he's literally saying, word for word is,
Kill them.
Kill these Republicans who won't vote for Trump and who aren't MAGA. Literally just flat out saying it, right? And that's obvious. And the Good Liars on Twitter, who are great people, they were on Office Hours once, talked to Eric Greitens about his controversial rhino hunting campaign. And they said, and we're pretty sure he doesn't know what the words parody and metaphor mean. So I have not watched this video yet. I was saving it for after this. So this is the Good Liars who talked to Eric Greitens.
Your ad is the talk of the country right now.
I'm Eric Greitens, Navy SEAL, and today we're going rhino hunting.
You're comparing these rhinos almost to as if you're running into them in nature or something, right? It's big game hunting.
Well, it's obviously a metaphor.
No, of course, right.
It obviously shows that the left, right, which has no sense of humor, now they want to outlaw metaphors.
Get a rhino hunting permit. There's no bagging limit, no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire.
It's like as if it's a rhinoceros, right? But then you go to a human house.
Well, I think what was really clear about that was that it was a metaphor.
But it was in like a human house, so that's why I was kind of like, because it was like big game hunting, but then it was like you went to like a human house.
I think everybody who has a sense of humor recognized kind of the parody.
Well, I thought it was actually pretty funny, but then I was like, but then he's going to a human house with a SWAT team,
I'm sorry, I gotta get going.
Because then
really
it started to seem more threatening.
Appreciate the
seem a little bit more threatening, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor, Gavin, because the left wants to outlaw metaphors.
Yeah, but
that's literally what he said.
So Republican in name only.
Yeah.
Meaning that like, oh, this person's a Republican, but they're not really.
Yeah, which he's saying that the only way you're Republican is if you vote for Trump and you're a MAGA guy.
Yeah,
so it's the never Trump Republicans.
I found that article from 2018.
Okay.
From NPR. Fake news.
Never Republican.
Never push a Republican.
Right. NPR.
After several months of bitter legal battles and political tussles, first-term American Missouri Governor Eric Greitens said Tuesday he is resigning as of Friday. Greitens had been facing a felony charge and impossible impeachment during an investigation of claims that he had tried to dodge the state's campaign disclosure laws and to blackmail a former lover. Quote, this ordeal has been designed to cause an incredible amount of strain on my family, millions of dollars of mounting legal bills, endless personal attacks designed to cause maximum damage to family and friends. This was our senior year, like end of senior year.
Okay.
He said in a statement from his Jefferson City office. Republican Lieutenant Governor Mike Parson, who was elected separately, will succeed Greitens. Prior to taking office, Greitens had pledged to root out, quote, corrupt career politicians, but in his brief 17-month tenure, it was plagued by scandal. The governor's admitted extramarital affair with his former hairdresser in 2015 made headlines just hours after his state of the state address. Okay, in January, a secretly recorded conversation between the woman he'd had an affair with and her then husband revealed claims that Greitens had taken a compromising photo of her and was threatening to release it if she told anyone about their illicit relationship. The recording was released by the woman's ex-husband without her knowledge, and it lost in a criminal investigation into possible sexual assault and blackmail. That resulted in a felony invasion of privacy charge against Greitens in February. The charge was dropped, with the prosecutor suggesting that it might be restored under an independent counsel. In response to the public fallout over his affair, Greitens apologized to Missouri voters, but denied allegations of coercion or wrongdoing. Eventually, the scandal also unspooled into a separate case looking into the illegal use of charity donor lists to raise campaign funds. That's where
you come in.
That's where I come in. That led his April indictment on a felony charge of tampering with computer data, which is basically he just got a list of every email of anybody who had been at Missouri Boys State in the last 5 years.
I didn't even know that.
And I think
I
he
had
was
no
a
idea
Missouri
about
Boys State person too.
That would make sense.
So
it's a cult.
Yeah. So most recently, a State House Investigative Committee has been attempting to collect information about another nonprofit organization with close ties to Greitens. The group, called A New Missouri, was established in February 2017 by some of the governor's top political advisors. Okay, so the thing is, the funny thing, the weird thing to me is that a lot of Missourians really did not like Greitens. Most union workers did not like Greitens.
Well, I even know, I even remember during that time,
it was the right to work is a ripoff. Those
Right.
stickers were everywhere.
Right,
It was like vote no on Prop A and stuff
Right.
like that.
I even remember during that time, Republicans being like, "Get this guy out of office for doing that shit."
Because
this was during a time where, if shit like that happened, nobody would back them up.
Yeah.
And nowadays, they would be first to back them up right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That was when.
It was just after. It was like a couple years after Trump had been elected. We were all kind of like I guess jaded to the fact that Trump is just a national laughingstock every single day of the week.
Right. But that was before this craziness started, where we would back up predators and shit like that. That was back whenever it was like, no, fuck this guy. We all think he's wrong for doing what he's doing, and that's gone completely out the window.
Me Too movement was not like a don't get Me Too'd kind of joke. It was like, we need to make sure that we're backing up sexual assault survivors and stuff like that.
Right, for the most part. Yeah.
So, granted, not much is paid off from that, but still.
No.
He had also consistently refused to heed calls within his own party for his resignation, and then he announced hours later that he would give up the governor's seat.
Right.
It's funny because people in Illinois were like, "Oh, this is nothing," because Illinois had their whole thing where Obama, when he got elected president, had an open state Senate seat, and so they were literally auctioning it off. Like the governor was like, "Hey, pay money, or you'll get the seat." So people in Illinois were like, "Oh, that's nothing." But Eric Greitens is just a real piece of shit in general. But
taking a time where gun violence is
very
at
high
at a peak,
yeah,
and is at a point where people on both sides are getting very fed up and very frustrated and upset.
Right.
To then take advantage of that in a way of being like, kill these people who don't, who won't vote for Trump, and who won't vote for
Republicans,
MAGA, lunatics. It's it's insane. It's so.
It would be
messed
fantastic
up
to see him lose.
Oh yeah, it'd be great, but he probably won't.
That's
the thing,
the scary
he probably
part.
won't. It doesn't matter who's running anymore.
People are gonna forget that he had that whole extramural affair.
No, nobody will know. Nobody will care. I mean, people will know and be like, "That's fine. He's better now. People can change." Which people
he didn't even
can
go to jail
change.
for it.
People can change, but when they come out with shit like this, they're still lunatics.
And it also, I don't know. It doesn't put a good tag on the Navy SEALs either.
Right. Exactly.
You're a former Navy SEAL, but now you're also promoting killing innocent civilians because they didn't want to vote for somebody.
Well, I mean, we when after the Navy SEALs killed Osama bin Laden, there's a real fuck yeah, we love the Navy SEALs. They're fucking dope as shit. And now every Navy SEAL who's been run for anything or been this way or that way is
They're
a fucking
crazy.
lunatic.
Yeah.
Just like that one guy who is supposedly the guy who shot and killed Osama bin Laden is a lunatic. And at the peak of COVID when planes were finally flying, he had his mask off and took a picture on the plane and was like, "Oh, look at me." People would lose their mind about this, and people were like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're a fucking lunatic." So,
Well, they have to carry a log with people across the beach, so.
Oh, poor guys.
They have to.
It's almost like they made that choice and were brainwashed by Army recruiters coming to your high school and see how long you can do pull-ups
for, or hang.
That's
for.
not, that's not crazy. But we got prayer back in school. We did it, Gavin.
Now, would they have? I'm sure that I'm sure every school is going to be respectful and understanding of people who are Christian or Catholic praying before a game. Now, Muslim,
No, of course.
they will treat them with utter respect and definitely not do anything weird to them.
Oh, those people have to pray 5 times a day?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, fine, yeah, sure, go
Religious
pray in
freedom,
school. Just
yeah.
don't force that on everybody. But that's what they want to do. They want to force religion on everybody, and it's like,
Religion is the answer, Carson.
I guess it is. I guess I didn't realize that. Oh wait, I thought I did, and then I realized that that's absolutely.
I'm a found again Christian. I'm trying to go to church again.
Right. I'm a never Trump Christian.
Yeah.
So, Gavin, let's wrap this up by talking about, what do we? This is not what I wanted to play. What do we? What do you think the right move is for our country in a time like this, with all of this crazy, insane shit that we never thought we'd ever have to go back on? What do you think is like, what do you think happens next? What do you think needs to be done? What's your opinion to wrap things up?
Oh, well, I think that it needs to be honest with you, Bernie Sanders needs to be the center.
Central.
He needs to be the central line.
And what do you mean by that?
That progressive.
Right.
That progressive needs to be the middle.
Okay.
The middling.
Okay.
Anything right of that's crazy. Anything left of that is, crazy.
Right.
But it's like, Bernie Sanders is where we need to be.
Right. But do you think that Bernie Sanders in his age
No, I
needs
don't want
to
him
be
to
the
run.
one? Right.
I don't want
Okay.
him to run.
I am very glad
It
you
needs to
said
be
that.
a younger person, for the love of God.
Right.
For the love of God.
Because I can see him pulling a Ruth Bader Ginsburg and,
Croaking.
and just not stopping and not just, appointing someone else who can do it for you, who's younger and stuff.
Maybe better.
Right.
There needs to be a face of the Democratic Party that isn't always somehow really good at investing Nancy Pelosi.
Who needs to die? To be
and
resign.
Dianne Feinstein, who I also found out randomly makes noises during the day because she also got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Her doctors have said she has Alzheimer's. She is still on Capitol Hill.
Oh, good.
She's taking Alzheimer's medications. This is what I've seen, but she makes random noises during the day, like she's constantly taking poison damage from like a video game, like ooh, ah, ooh, wah, like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
And then we got Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Rubbing her wrists together.
We just need younger people.
Right.
I think.
Younger, more progressive people.
Yeah, and I think that once people our age and younger are going to be getting in office, sure, there's going to be a few Trump lunatics who, because there still are. There's people who still really like Donald Reagan and Bush. So
there's plenty of them.
So the Trumpism thing is going to live for a long time.
Right.
But it's on. They have made their side not the silent majority, but the loud minority. They're the loud minority.
Very loud.
And it's like people are afraid to have a dissenting opinion from what people on the right are saying.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of like, well, they're the people who have guns.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
they're telling us they're telling to shoot people.
Right. Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
So, there needs to be. Well, there's two things that we need to get out of office. That Arizona representative who went. Do you know who I'm talking about? The girl.
I think so.
I think she's Arizona.
Oh, Boebert?
No, that's Colorado, and she's
Oh.
state.
Right. Who did the
She's on the left. She's a Democrat, but she votes with all the Republicans.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She's like a Paul
Is it
Gosar.
Sinema, like
Right.
something Sinema, Kristen Sinema or something like
Yeah.
that, and then Joe Manchin.
Oh, Joe Manchin, not Gosar. Gosar's running.
Yeah,
He's,
but
or no,
Joe
was
Manchin.
running.
Joe
Or no, Joe
Manchin's
Who's Gosar then? Isn't Gosar a bad guy?
Paul
But
Gosar? Yeah, I don't know, but
Manchin's
Manchin's also someone who votes with all the Republicans.
He was the anti-abortion Democrat.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was moving some things around.
keep
and I think
moving
I
this.
fucked it. Yeah.
Gosar is the far right.
Oh, I was way off then. I was thinking.
No,
I think I was
but-
getting him mixed up.
Yeah, it's Kristen Sinema.
Yeah, and Manchin. Yeah, Manchin was the one who I was thinking was Paul Gosar. But,
She
you know,
just
same.
needs to. Yeah, she's from Arizona. They need to just fucking leave because they're the people who are dividing the Democratic Party.
Right.
Like hand over fist, they're just doing it just to fuck with people.
Right.
She's doing so many things just to have like the personal gain of saying I've done this.
Right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to be like actually investigated for things as opposed to like
And Boebert.
Yeah, and Boebert, yeah. Needs to be sincerely investigated. They need to leave. Those people who just continue to push the envelope and then somehow still getting to open the envelope and that becoming the new normal needs to fucking stop.
Right.
There are people going to die like
more
than they already have been. But and then Mitch McConnell needs to resign and Lindsey Graham needs to resign.
Right.
Lindsey Graham, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Mitch McConnell, those are like the top 3 people on the Republican Party, in my opinion, that need to fucking leave.
Right.
Those people need to stop doing what they're doing.
Right.
They at this point they're not standing for anything other than non-human rights.
Right.
They're the people who don't want they're the ones who will vote for like a $5 trillion budget for the fucking Pentagon, but then won't vote for universal health care. Universal health care needs to be the baseline.
Right.
Abortions need to be the baseline.
I mean,
I don't
that should
care
just be
if
a
you.
given.
The thing is that this was and I told a couple of my friends about this, but the baseline needs to be getting an abortion. You know, baseline is the choice to have one if you need one.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean never have one. If you don't have to have one, don't have one. If you don't want one, don't have one. You can have your own personal opinions on it.
Right.
But don't force that opinion on someone else.
Right.
The baseline is just being able to have the choice of it. It's like it would be like, oh, we're removing wisdom teeth surgery. You need to have a wisdom tooth removed? Oh, fuck you. Wisdom teeth are essential to eating.
Right.
Wisdom teeth need to be there.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
but it's bringing me a great deal of pain. Okay, well, sucks because we made it illegal to have wisdom teeth removed.
No, you're right. I mean, it's
Like
there's nothing.
and it's like,
different.
well, what can I have a choice of at least having it out? No,
Right.
no choice.
Now people are going to come and say, "Well, Gavin, you're talking about teeth. We're talking about a human life."
Right. Okay.
What
so
about
go
that?
and this is what I brought up to them. Be able to identify a human baby, and then compare it to a horse, a pig, a cow, an elephant, a giraffe, a dog, a cat. Go ahead and pick those out and tell me which one ends up being the human. Whenever the human starts to look like a human, that's when it should be considered, okay, maybe not.
Right. When it's
like 6 months in.
Yeah.
Like,
very developed.
Very developed.
Which, in case you didn't know, 99% of abortions happen way before that. Yeah.
Like, there's
it-
no such thing as a late-term abortion because most of the time by that point it's just a miscarriage.
Which, again, that argument does not matter because, again, it should be a choice.
Yeah.
It does not matter what,
It's something
crazy.
for a woman to have with her healthcare provider and her.
Right.
No one else.
It doesn't have to do with you. Stay
At
out
all.
of it.
Like,
Literally
it-
just stay the fuck out
yeah.
of it.
It's not
do
your
whatever you
choice.
want to do. Do
Like-
what you want to do, but do not tell somebody what they need to do.
Right.
It's crazy. But they want the same thing for their shit. They're
They
like,
want the
for their
guns.
guns
It's
and
the
stuff like
guns,
that.
yeah.
Don't tell us what to do with our guns. We'll do what we want. It's like, well, guess what? You get it.
You're killing. I mean, like, but the difference is, it is an interesting topic. I mean, it's difficult to kind of like comprehend sometimes, but also, I guess if you're on the right side, you're imagining abortions being the equivalent of guns as to the left.
Right.
Abortions are like guns; they're killing innocent babies. On the left, it's guns are killing innocent people.
Yeah.
So
Right.
why would we get rid of those? Why would you, like, oh, I want a choice of having the gun. Okay, well, cool, but like you're killing what do you need it for? Well, whenever the government gets oppressed. Okay, well, who do you support? I support police officers and SWAT teams.
They have
and-
guns.
Exactly. And I support them.
So
and it's
why
like,
do you
okay,
need
so do you know who they're employed by? The government. Okay. So what happens when a policeman enters your house illegally? Well, I'd shoot him. Okay, well, didn't you just say you support the police?
Right. Yeah, it's also backwards in it all. It's like
I've never understood that.
Right.
Yeah, we love our police. Also, I have guns just in case the government comes in and tries to overthrow me out of my own house.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, right.
Huh?
Right, exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, that's a great point because it's like, who from the government is going to come take you? And
Right.
It's like they're going to come in. It's
They're-
like, well, you know, it's going to be the police.
Right.
So?
Then blue line.
I support our armed forces. Well,
These
the armed
cars don't
forces
run.
might come in and take you out too.
Yeah.
Well,
they're the ones who have tanks and drones.
Right.
They can bomb your house.
right. They don't even have to come in.
They don't have to come in. They can
Have
just,
fun using your gun for that.
you won't even be able to see the drone in the sky. It's not like a plane.
Yeah. I mean, the basis of what needs to be passed is just stronger gun reform and outlawing
just
very specific assault rifles that aren't necessary
And
at all.
And
I mean, I don't think
no, you're
most
right.
guns
no,
are necessary
no,
at all. But that's just my opinion.
It needs to be small. If it needs to be anything, if anybody needs a gun for any reason, it needs to be a small magazine, low caliber pistol.
Right.
For anything.
Yeah.
Because
or hunting rifles for hunting.
But it's like
fine.
those can. It doesn't need to be the basis of killing somebody. You don't need to kill somebody for committing a crime.
Right.
You don't need to do anything. Just injure them.
Yeah.
You could severely injure them, whatever.
Yeah, you can
But
kill, you can kill somebody with any type of gun. You know what I mean?
Make it a small, low magazine pistol so that you'd never have to worry about anybody going into schools and shooting multiple children.
Right.
What they would have. That's my phone.
It's the government.
It's the government calling. They need to have smaller guns.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they just yeah.
If it's anything, it's smaller guns.
Right.
No fucking AR-15s.
Right, and that's why I'm saying like the basis of what should be passed is just stronger background checks and
I don't even think background checks work because someone as normal as me and you
you're
can
right.
just decide randomly I'm going to go kill somebody.
Of course. But I mean, like, if that's the baseline that can't even get passed of like,
Right.
like what they try to do in New York.
You're just trying to prevent me from getting it in the first place. Okay, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, because I don't want your crazy lunatic ass to get a
gun
that you can bring into somewhere and kill a bunch of people if you
Right.
decide that you hate black people
Yeah.
more than you did the day before or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Coming back to our wrap up, do you think that we're too far gone into this to get anything fixed?
I don't think so. I think that this should fire up a lot of people. With our current leadership in the Democratic Party, absolutely not. Current leadership in the Republican Party is getting shit done. But this should light a fire under their asses to get shit done. At least
Hopefully.
something.
Or at least get more people who are younger involved.
Right. And I think they will. I think that there will be younger people involved. Once our generation finally gets a hold of the office, I feel like there's going to be more people who have a lot of empathy and sympathy for people who they need to. There's a lot of really strong advocates, I think, in our age group.
Right. Yeah,
where it might become an issue is where we have the Twitter politics
Right.
people getting into office.
Right.
People who constantly reply all these fucking crazy ideas to people
Right.
in the replies of like CNN articles, MSNBC, ABC, Fox News. People who are, supposed to be these like Twitter people. People who are known Twitter, activists and stuff like that.
Right.
It's whenever those people start to get, involved where it's like, now we can really, you could probably find a tweet from most people, especially if they're, late 20s, early 30s, late 30s even, that have tweeted some horrible shit from like 2008.
Yeah, right.
And that's why people get canceled. But like
Right.
it's those people who are also going to be elected into office from our age group.
Right. And I think I am in agreement. I don't think this is. I don't think we're totally screwed in that this is like it's just all downhill from here. I do feel like that we are still going downhill.
Yeah.
We're definitely on a trajectory where shit's gonna get real fucking terrible for longer than I could even try to guess. And eventually things will start changing. But I don't know when that is, and I just think right now we're just in a place where we thought we'd be up from after. We thought the answer would be to get Trump out of office, but
Nothing's changed. Yeah.
Nothing's changed, and quite frankly, it maybe has even gotten worse.
The thing is that
in a way, we just don't
Biden's
have a
legacy
figurehead.
is going to be raising gas prices on the right, and then on the left, it's going to be getting Roe v. Wade overturned,
and plenty of other shit,
and a lot of other shit. But like that's his legacy.
Yeah. So this is not the answer, and it's going to be a long time before we get to a place of like.
And also, one more thing about the Supreme Court, they had struck down like things that the EPA can do. Basically, any existing factories, they can't reduce the carbon emissions from those.
Yeah.
From existing factories in the United States.
And again, that just leads me to be like, why is all this shit just happening right now? But yeah, so it's going to be a long time. But yeah, like Gavin said, progressives, younger people, get these old fucks out of office. And we need people who are going to do shit, wherever they're from, who are actually going to get shit done for the right reasons.
Right.
You know, maybe these right wingers will come
The
to
correct
the right side.
reasons.
Right. And who actually have that like power to do so, and who actually will do it. Because right now nobody is. You
Right.
know? And like I said, it's going to be stuck like that for a while, and it's going to take some time, but keep those spirits up, boys and girls. But you know, keep voting, keep getting out there and doing the right things.
Vote harder.
Vote harder.
Vote harder
please.
for the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I mean, you know, do what you can. I don't have a finite advice because I'm not a political type person. I'm just, you know, angry and fed up, and you know, all we can really do is vote. You know, vote or run for office, and I'm not doing that. I don't think you are.
Not gonna be.
But you know, that's America, and that's where we're at right now, folks. And that's our 4th of July God Bless America special, where we just talk about all the great things that America has to offer for this year and how you can celebrate it.
Remember who you're firing the fireworks off for now.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm going to be thinking about tonight and tomorrow.
That's
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross, yep.
Gavin, what are you listening to this week?
This week I am listening to the song
of
the song of the South. I'm listening to Holding On for Life by Broken Bells. Holding on for life. Holding on for life.
I don't know that song. Older or newer song?
I thought it was from the 70s.
Oh.
It's from 2014.
Oh.
So I'll play it for you after the show. But
yeah.
It's really good. I tried listening to the whole album. There's some really good songs to this album, but some of the other songs, whatever. I don't want to recommend the whole album because it's not. I think that this song is just fantastic. I've tried listening to more Broken Bells because it's like the singer of the Shins and the other person from Modest Mouse, I believe, or from Gnarls Barkley, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
I might like that.
There are some really good songs on here. Check out Broken Bells as an artist, but I really like Holding On for Life. So
I think I might like that.
Holding On for Life.
Holding On for Life. Well, Gavin, I am going to be giving a very, very American recommendation for obviously in honor of our God Bless America special. And that I'm going to be recommending 2 singles, actually, because they're not off of a recent album. I'm assuming they have an album coming up. So I'm just recommending these 2 singles, and it's from a band called Stray from the Path. And the first single I'm recommending is called Guillotine, and the other one is called 3, or I, is how it would be spelled out in Roman numerals. I'm not going to say anything further than that. Give them a listen, and you'll understand why they're very American. Great band, Stray from the Path, an old hardcore band that I really feel like probably didn't get the popularity they deserved, but they're still coming out with really, really good music.
Sorry.
And yeah, I just those are 2 very, very American songs. But yeah.
All right.
Well, Gavin, all is not doomed though we are in a real shitty place right now, and we appreciate everyone who listened to this more serious episode of the show. We can talk about serious things every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Feels good to get it out.
And right. It feels good to get it out. Feels good to talk about all of this stuff. And yeah, we appreciate that. We can get a little serious sometimes and talk about the real shit, folks.
Real shit.
And that's in honor of America. God bless it.
Real trap shit.
Gavin, anything from you to wrap
No,
this
I'm good.
up?
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Keep sharing. Holy shit.
Sorry,
keep
fireworks.
sharing. We'll be here listening to you. You'll be here listening to us. We'll see you around. What else do you have to say, Carson?
We'll see you next week for a more uplifting episode of the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Goodbye, bye.